What's up everyone, it's Charles here with Rocket Punch Army to do another KO review. A lot of people were asking me when the MP-18S KO was going to come out, and I predicted a month, and it was roughly exactly a month after the initial release that this was available for purchase. They wasted no time in making a new box, although the mold was already there. They went ahead and made a brand new box, and here it is. I'll spin it around for you guys. As you'll see, it's the same as all the other Tokyo Toy Show releases, which is the metallic foil with the silhouette on the back. I'll go ahead and put the Takara one here so you can compare the two. And you'll notice they're pretty much spot on. They've done an excellent job in copying the original box. It's pretty much has the same exact gloss, the same ribbing going through. Little weird difference here is that the back of the car here and the front does look a little bit lighter than the original, but very small amount, so very hard to tell that way. If we spin it around back, same thing. They're both identical. Very hard to tell which is which. They did a really good job in making it very exact. The only difference is, as is with most of the other KOs, is you'll see the Takara boxes are usually very straightly folded, and sometimes the KOs have rounded edges. They're not as precisely folded as the Takara one. Other than that, it's going to be really hard to tell. One thing I did notice is, at least on the front, the box around the Silverstreak is just a shade darker than the Takara. So if you guys are looking for an original just based on the box alone, good luck with that, because it's going to be very difficult. So if your purpose is to not get ripped off, I suggest buying from a reputable place. But if you're specifically looking for a knockoff, at least you'll know that they are very similar. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up. Right, you get the same typical tray that you get with all the Masterpiece, and you'll notice big difference with all the other Nissan releases is that this actually has the shoulder cannons already included in the set, not a side, not as an exclusive. It's in the set itself, along with the regular gun here. So we'll go ahead and open this up and check out vehicle mode. Alright, and I think out of all the Nissans, excluding smokescreen, this is like my favorite. I do like the regular blue streak, although it does have the dark two-tone look to it. I thought I would prefer that more, but this is definitely what I want. It's all one color, a nice silver, and you know me, I'm a Nissan guy. I love Nissans. This is just excellent to me, and it's got the Japanese style fender mirrors as all the other Nissan Masterpieces do. No crazy paintwork here, just the black striping here on the side, the molding. I do have to say one thing, the QC, the quality control on the paint for this one is far superior to the Takara one, at least in my experience. As you guys might have seen in my review of the original Takara one, I had some paint issues on the rear quarter panel. It looked like they tried to touch it up with a brush. I don't have any of that going on with this one. The paint is nice, there's no hairs caught in it, no dust particles. Really nice. The one thing I do want to say, and I'll show you in robot mode, is that the silver on here is not as sparkly. It's a metallic silver, it's not gray or anything, but the sparkles are finer on this. So if you like the sparkle look, you may want to go for the original, but as you'll see in a little bit, it's not that big of a difference. I'm going to check it out here in vehicle mode, roll it around here. It does have some panel gaps here and there, but it's all really has to do with just the alignment, because overall it's actually pretty good. Now, just like the original, you can attach the weapons to the car itself, so we're going to go ahead and pop that into the rear here, just so you can see what that looks like and what the fitment is like. Everything tabs in very nice, nothing loose. And then there's the other piece here, which does have to be folded up. I just grab this center piece, pop it out this way, and you can attach the gun right on the top. I've got fat fingers, so it's a little difficult for me. There we go. All right, so that's what he looks like with the weapons attached. Next thing we should do is probably check out the robot mode and compare it with the original. Before I do that, I do want to show you this here. Number one, you don't get the coin. This is the coin of the original, in case you guys haven't checked it out. I actually didn't show you guys in the review for the original Takara, but this is the coin here. All right, nice Silverstreak coin. Now here is the instruction booklets for both. So you'll see here on the left, I have the KO one. And again, the KOs, a lot of the blues, when they're scanned, I guess, they turn sort of purpley. So that's one good indicator there of it being a KO, is if the background of MP-18S and all the other blue parts there are purpley, then you are probably looking at a KO. So here's the original. You'll see it's nice and blue. They both, well, the original obviously has the little faction logo stickers. The KO also has it. You notice the way they're folded is also different. So if you look at the back and you see this, you'll notice it looks a little bit scanned compared to the original, which is not even folded on the part that shows the instructions. So we're going to jump right into robot mode. I'm going to go ahead and transform this guy. If you want to see the full transformation, please check out my 10 other reviews of the same mold. But I'll go ahead and put this guy in robot mode and check it out. Here is KO Silverstreak. Beautiful, beautiful. And the very last touch, actually before I put those on, in case you guys didn't know, these things do extend in and out if you want to use the regular ones, but let's not do that. Let's attach the included pieces here. You'll notice these aren't chromed out like the other Amazon exclusive ones. And the next bit would be to attach the weapon. Let's see if this weapon holds just as good as the other ones. And what I mean by that is because there is a place to tab it in, and you don't actually have to wrap the fingers around for him to hold it. You'll see it doesn't fall out. Now overall, it's a solid figure. Everything stays where you put it, holds the weapons up very nice. The only loose bit I did find on this one is the knee here, which is only in this range here. Other than that, it does have friction past that. It might just be my example, it might just be the way the pin was fitted. Maybe the pin could be pressed in a little bit more. I don't know. Don't really care to fix it since it works for me at the moment. Now it's comparison time with Takara. So here's the Takara off to the right. Visually exactly the same. The biggest differences are going to be in the paint. And there's some where this excels and there's some where this excels. Where this one is better, I think, in my opinion, is the sparkly paint, which is, it's going to be very difficult to show you guys, but I'll do my best. You'll see the paint on this version, the Takara, is sparkly. You'll see all those little sparkles in there. Now here's the KO. It does have its fair share of sparkles, although they're a little bit finer than what you see on the Takara. Now where I feel the KO excels is the paint that's used on his crotch. You'll see it's got a nice flake on there. This is pretty much just like the kind of flake that the Takara one has on the regular paint, but it's on his crotch in a darker color. So take a look at that for a second there, all the glitter in there. And then we'll take a look at the Takara, which also has glitter, but it's finer. So it's like the opposite on both. So I think the KO excels in this department. Next thing I want to do is compare the head sculpts. We have the KO on the left and Takara on the right. We'll go ahead and start spinning these so you can see the differences and the likenesses. You'll notice the KO does tend to have a softer sculpting on the fins. But as I look at it, I think I sort of prefer the sculpt on the KO. Another little difference is here in the printing, you'll see the little copyright logo and Tomy right next to it. You'll notice the TO in Tomy is a lot more pronounced than the MY. This is on the KO. If we look at the original here, you'll see the TO and MY have no differences. Now for those of you wondering about the little Z logo, here's a Z logo on the KO, which is nice and centered. And we'll compare it here to the original, which is not so centered, it's a little bit pushed up. Other little differences are just the brightness of the oranges here. It's a little duller on the KO, a little brighter on the original, a little more pronounced on the feet here, but overall not too much of a difference. Now because the Silverstreak is an exclusive to the Tokyo Toy Show, it is limited and it usually is more expensive than a standard masterpiece. So I can understand why the appeal is there for them to make a KO. They'll make it regardless, but some people that can't find this guy or don't want to spend that much are obviously going to look into buying a KO. So hopefully this review helps you guys make a decision. I don't condone picking just the KO. I always condone buying both if you have to. But for those of you, I can't control what you're doing. If you're just going to buy the KO, at least you know how it compares to the original. Hopefully that helps you guys decide what you want to buy and helps those of you looking to not get ripped off, not get ripped off. So if you have any questions or comments, guys, please leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.